honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey, powerful cold and flu relief with a dreamy honey taste. NyQuil Honey, the honeylicious nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Colbert's got a new late show with Paul Simon tonight on CBS.
Hey there, Elsbeth here. Next time we plunge into the world of Upper West Side real estate. Shut up! The neighborhood seems so friendly. Fortunately, I found a terrific real estate agent. She's a real climber. We can find out more together when I'm back April 4th. See you then.
Slip sliding away from toasty sunshine and warmth. Winter Part 7 is homeward bound to the UP. I'll tell you when it starts. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, an Alger County man convicted of child abuse. Tonight, what led to his charges and ultimate guilty verdict from a jury. Plus, a rezoning decision in the city of Negaunee will now go to the residents. Why the city council moved to put the rezoning proposal for the Old Town on the August ballot. And President Biden makes a campaign stop in mid-Michigan today. What he told voters just days after his State of the Union address. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
It's a chilly one out there tonight. Ariane, I hope people didn't put their coats away already because it sounds like we might still need them this weekend.
Coats, sweaters, all that winter gear you're definitely going to want this weekend. Maybe some galoshes. We could get some rain as well. Temps right now anywhere from 25 to about 35 degrees. We're going to expect these to dip down into the 20s overnight. So your morning is definitely going to be very chilly, as Sarah also mentioned. We have clear conditions at the moment. Good chances for that aurora borealis. And then coming up this weekend, we've got a strong winter storm system moving in. I've got details on that after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. New at 11, an Alger County man is convicted of child abuse after admitting he wanted to teach his son a lesson in pain during his jury trial this week. We want to warn you, some of these details may be hard to hear. John Young was found guilty Tuesday of 1 count of child abuse and 1 count of witness intimidation stemming from an incident on December 7th of 2022. During the trial, a former Child Protective Services worker testified Young dragged his 11-year-old son out of his bed that morning, causing his son's head to bounce off the floor. Young then struck the boy with a belt 11 times, causing bruises and abrasions to his body and head. When CPS and Michigan State Police attempted to interview the child at the home later that day, Young told his son, quote, "This is how far this has come. If I go to jail for this tonight, I go to jail, but I love you." The former CPS worker testified that no one had mentioned jail up to that point during the house call. That incident led to the witness intimidation charge. Young took the stand in his defense during his trial and admitted to his actions, saying he intended to teach his son, quote, "a lesson in pain." The jury reached a guilty verdict in about an hour. Young is set to be sentenced on May 14th. The Marquette Branch Prison is under restrictions following a series of fires and assaults on the staff in the past few days. The Michigan Department of Corrections says yesterday evening, multiple inmates in the administrative segregation units at the prison started fires in their cells. This followed several assaults that targeted staff, as well as 3 other in-cell fires in the unit the 2 days before. The fires were put out and inmates in surrounding cells were evacuated by staff to other areas of the facility, including an adjacent closed housing unit and yard. MDOC says while returning the inmates to their cells, some resisted and threatened the staff. Additional staff and the MDOC emergency response team were called in to support. All the inmates were escorted to their cells without incident. After that, 2 employees and 1 inmate were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation, though. The employees have been treated and released, but the inmate remains hospitalized. The prison will remain under restricted prisoner movement in the impacted units for the safety of prisoners and staff. 3 members of the Delta County Board of Commissioners say they've received death threats. Commissioners David Moyle, Bob Barron, and Robert Peterson each face a recall election this May. Peterson posted on Facebook that last Thursday they received emails that read, "Resign now or you'll die next week." Moyle also posted on Facebook that he was planning to, quote, retire quietly from public life before he was threatened, adding that the, quote, liberal wing of the Delta County Dems continues to poison the well and spread lies, adding, "I'm curious if this death threat is something that they will condemn in the strongest terms." Kelly Vangenhoven, Moyle's challenger this May, did post a statement saying in part, "I condemn this action. We are not left. We are not right. We are all citizens of Delta County." The commissioners say law enforcement has been alerted. WZMQ will continue to update this story as it develops. A Marquette man faces charges for allegedly soliciting children for sex online. The Michigan State Police Computer Crimes Unit says 41-year-old Trevor John Flynn was arrested for 1 count of accosting a child for immoral purposes and 1 count of using a computer to commit a crime. Flynn was arrested after an investigation that began when police in East Haven, Connecticut alerted MSP that Flynn was talking to minors online. A search of Flynn's home resulted in digital evidence. He was arraigned in district court on Monday. If convicted, Flynn faces up to 4 years in prison for the accosting a child charge and up to 7 years for the computer crimes charge. The Computer Crimes Unit is urging parents to talk to their children about being safe online. Developing now, the Negaunee City Council is putting a rezoning proposal into the hands of its residents. At tonight's council meeting, it was unanimously decided to place the rezoning of 5 acres of Old Town on the ballot this August. A group of residents pushed back against the council after it proposed the rezoning earlier this year. In fact, a petition to reverse the council's decision in January gathered 193 signatures. The Negaunee mayor and residents agreed tonight, letting the public decide is the most democratic way to address the issue.
Process, we figured at least 75 or 80% of the public did not like seeing green space that was highly used being turned over and sold for housing. We feel there are many other options in the community for housing.
In the end, the people make the decision what direction they want the city to go. So yes, I'm very glad that it's going to go to a vote on August 6th.
The city will host 4 listening sessions about the rezoning, but those dates are yet to be announced. The council also approved the purchase of the Vista Theater Annex building at tonight's meeting. The city paid $1 for the building and agreed to take over about $18,000 in bills from the Peninsula Arts Appreciation Council, or PAC. The agreement with PAC includes a clause stating the city will have to pay the PAC 50% of profits if it ever decides to sell the building. Negaunee Mayor Dave Kangas says the city's intention is to restore the building and keep it as an entertainment venue for the foreseeable future.
A lot of people are happy seeing that it's going to be restored and brought back to its, hopefully brought back to its glory. And it's a good investment for the city, and I think it'll bring in a lot of activity.
The PAC says it will continue to assist the city with restoration and fundraising for the Vista. A pediatrician from Marshfield Clinic is urging measles vaccinations after a small cluster of cases in Lower Michigan is sparking concerns of a potential spread into the UP. The pediatrician says measles was eliminated over 20 years ago and that vaccine hesitancy after the COVID pandemic caused a decline in vaccination rates. He says so far this year, the country has had a higher rate of cases than we did all last year combined. He says measles can be easily prevented with an MMR booster.
Receive their first dose of MMR, which protects from measles, at age 12 to 15 months, their second dose between ages 4 and 6, and at that time they're 97% protected from getting measles, even if there were an outbreak.
Anyone who's been exposed or is experiencing symptoms of measles should call their provider in advance to prevent exposing others. We have information on where you can get an MMR booster at WZMQ19.com. It was a short visit for President Biden today in mid-Michigan, where people continue to struggle with inflation and overall rising prices. Biden used his campaign stop today to encourage voters in Michigan and Saginaw County in particular, both of which were narrowly won back by Biden in 2020 after Democrats lost it in 2016. Zachariah Whedon has more on the president's visit.
It was a short visit for President Biden here to mid-Michigan, where people continue to struggle with inflation and overall higher prices. The president used his visit today to encourage voters in Saginaw County and across the state, both of which were won back by Biden in 2020 after Democrats lost it in 2016.
There's this feeling that in 2016, Hillary Clinton lost Michigan because she didn't do this. So I think the Biden team is very conscious of that and wants to visit here as much as possible.
Thursday's campaign stop was part of the Biden campaign's I'm on Board month of action. Speaking to supporters at a house in Saginaw, Biden also used the Midwest trip to call out President Donald Trump for suggesting he could make cuts to Medicare and Social Security, and also pointed out the jobs and infrastructure projects created under his administration that are benefiting the state. Now, former Michigan Congressman Mike Rogers, who was recently endorsed for a Michigan Senate seat by Trump, criticized Biden's EV initiatives and overall high prices in the state.
I think he's going to come here and sell a pretty happy story, but what people know is when you get, you bring up your grocery bill, some people are having to reach up and put stuff back in the cart. That is just not tenable, sustainable for us here in mid-Michigan.
President Biden's campaign is stepping up efforts, talking with voters across the state, as more visits to the state are expected as we get closer to November.
Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, a big fundraiser for an animal shelter is returning to Marquette this weekend. We have the details on the Party for Pets. And later, getting into the St. Patrick's Day spirit with a little Irish song and dance, where a Delta County Celtic band is performing this weekend. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Night at 6 on MeTV 19.1.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget,
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Go vroom vroom. I'm serious, folks. That's number one. Number two, they go beep beep.
Cool Bears New with Paul Simon tonight on CBS.
New fun and games are here. I'm Jerry O'Connell inviting you to come and play Pictionary on WZMQ TV 19.
Mitchell Reif reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Some winter storm warnings over in Denver. Lots of snow situations there. And then we've got tornado and thunderstorm warnings in the belt of the U.S. and even further east of us. Right now, though, most of that precipitation not touching us here in the Upper Peninsula. And taking a look at current conditions with the radar, that is definitely the case. That will be changing, though, in a few days. Take a look here. Lake alerts for a gale watch there on Lake Superior, That's going Saturday into Sunday. I'll have that posted on our website. And then there it is. 14 feet waves. Most of that big wave action is going to be on the east side, and 40 knot wind action. Those gales can be very blustery. Surprisingly, we do have an updated DNR map showing the majority of the UP is under that orange or yellow burn permit restriction notice, and then a couple of counties down here, open debris is definitely not permitted. Make sure you check their website every day by 10 a.m. They update it. And then looking at our lows tonight, again, we'll be in that 20-degree range, meaning your morning is definitely going to be chilly, so make sure you are bundled up. And then we do have a really good chance of seeing that aurora borealis tonight. Tomorrow night, though, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit further north, but some of you do get very lucky with those doggone bright lights out there, so send them my way if you get any shots. And then speaking of sky, what's happening with our events timeline here, we've got a full moon on the way. That is March 25th. Then we have a total eclipse of not your heart, but the solar eclipse. That's happening April 8th. And then there are meteor showers happening April 21st through 22nd. And then if you need information about those solar eclipse glasses, make sure you head over to NASA's website. I'll have that posted on our website, WZMQ19.com. Tomorrow will be 40 to 50 degrees. We could have some gusts during the day, but those speeds are going to definitely pick up later on in the evening. And then we'll have partly to mostly sunny skies for our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to look a lot different. We'll have light rain snow action happening. Those gusts up to 40 miles an hour. I'll show you where exactly. Cool highs 40 to 50. And then Sunday, look at this. Our highs are going to be 25 to 30. Very windy conditions expected with snow showers blowing around. Okay, so I mentioned that wind this evening, Friday evening. That's when we're going to pick up, especially on that northwest coast. And then look at how spicy we're getting on our Saturday, especially around 1 p.m. We'll be about 34 miles an hour in Marquette, and then very breezy conditions along that northwest coast. Your 7-day outlook for Marquette. I mentioned we've got mostly sunny skies for tomorrow, and then a mixture this weekend, St. Patty's Day, snow.
Thanks, Air. Radio Results Network is helping Delta County gear up for warmer weather activities this weekend. Preparations began today for the annual RRN Sport and Rec Show at the UP State Fairgrounds. The event will feature outdoor products like boats, ATVs, and side-by-sides, as well as children's activities and a chance to win a $700 patio set. The RRN Sport and Rec Show runs Friday from 4 to 8, Saturday from 10 to 7, and Sunday from 10 to 3. Admission is $5 for adults, $1 for kids, and $10 per family. The Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter is excited to bring back one of its major fundraisers after a 5-year hiatus. The Cause for Paws hasn't been held since 2019 due to the pandemic, but will be making its return this weekend. The event will be reviving many of the attractions that it used to feature, including raffles, party games, music, and one particular experience will be back in the silent auction.
Bringing back the Name of Beer event, so which is very, very popular. We've got like the Las Vegas trip. We have many of the local businesses have provided really nice bucket raffles and gift certificates and stuff.
The event is this Saturday at the Marquette Holiday Inn from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets are $45 per person, and you can find a link to those tickets at WZMQ19.com. With St. Patrick's Day this Sunday, it's a busy season for one group of Delta County musicians. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the story.
3 years ago, Delta County's Music Co-op brought a group of like-minded musicians together for the first time.
We were playing Celtic music, which is kind of a fluky thing in this area. There aren't too many of us.
2 weeks later, Fáilte, meaning welcome in Gaelic, booked their first show at Bay College, and they haven't slowed down since. Despite bonding over their love of Celtic music, the members of Fáilte specialize in a variety of genres.
Our fiddle player comes from a more classical violin background. I don't think he had played fiddle before he came to us. I was brought up playing flute. I've played other instruments along the way. Took up the penny whistle, and I just love Celtic music.
And they've mastered the style, becoming especially high-demand performers in the weeks leading up to St. Patrick's Day each year. Tonight, Fáilte played for a packed house at the Escanaba Public Library. They say the music always gets a great response from audiences.
Oftentimes, like the jigs, they're toe tapping, and you might want to clap hands or get up and dance. There's a lot of waltzes, but then even the ones that are not dancing appropriate, you know, they might be emotional. Bring a tear to your eye.
And as one of the few Celtic representations in the region, Fulcha say they're delighted to be part of so many people's St. Paddy's Day festivities.
People enjoy celebrating St. Patrick's Day because of drinking, but at least this brings the music to it, and maybe they then have something more cultural to associate with the holiday.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
Fulcha has performances in Escanaba and Marquette this weekend. You can just head to our website to find those locations and times. For day 4 of Restaurant Week in Marquette, we headed to an establishment with over 140 years of history that's serving up savory meals and the classics this week. The Veerling has daily specials like the Breakwall Brie, goodness sakes, grilled cheese. Apparently you can't say that 10 times fast, as well as Mediterranean whitefish and its classic blueberry wheat beer. Servers say the regulars coming in and out every other day is really what forms these establishments' reputation over the years.
Watching people like, can I wander around? Can I look at the art? Of course you can, that's why it's up. And this cool thing right here, it's actually a Swiss cheese machine. People think it's for brewing beer, it's not. It's actually upside down.
We'll continue our Marquette Restaurant Week series tomorrow night at 6/5 Central. In honor of Women's History Month, we're highlighting female-owned businesses in the UP throughout this month. The owner of Gladstone's Happy Rock Boutique says she never planned on running her own shop. However, after losing her job during the pandemic, she turned her love of thrifting into a business, reselling gently used, high-quality clothing, accessories, and decor at more affordable prices. As a mother with 2 girls at home, she says she wants to inspire them to live more sustainably and follow their own passions someday.
A lot of ups and downs. I'd say to just stick with it. Never wait for the right time to do something, because there's never going to be a perfect time. So just try to put your all into it, and hopefully, you know, the community will support you and you'll succeed.
To see our full story of Happy Rock Boutique, get it, Happy Rock in Gladstone, visit WZMQ19.com. Well, not too busy of a night for UP sports tonight, but what do you have, Mike?
But busy enough. We'll check on St. Ignace's boys basketball team in the semifinal in East Lansing in Division 4 and the Spartans in Big Ten tournament play when we return.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show. I want to learn. I'm stepping it up for St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh, child, that was amazing.
And
give it up for Boris Culture.
It's our lucky day.
Hey! I definitely feel the love. I love you guys back.
Plus, the cutest little basketball coach.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
Who will be there when there are voices that need to be heard? Who will be there when amazing rises up, or a need for a warning comes falling down? Who will be our ears and our eyes? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. There's a whole world of opportunities waiting for you, whether it's on air as an anchor or reporter, or behind the scenes as a producer, engineer, sales rep, or more. Our close-knit team brings the truth to light, elevates voices, responds in times of need, encourages diversity, and builds community. Come be there as history unfolds to deliver the news, the information, and the entertainment that Michigan needs. Bring your talents and creativity to the broadcasting industry. Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com to get started.
Good evening, everyone. The St. Ignace boys basketball team was the last UP squad trying to win a state title. But Wyoming Triunity Christian, who lost to Munising in the state final last year, and the defenders were back again in the Division IV Final Four. Reporter Kennedy Broadwell has the details.
Christian goes 3 for 3 from 3 for a 9-4 lead, but it's no problem for standout Johnny Ingalls as he knocks down back-to-back threes for a 10-9 lead and surpasses his 2,000th career point mark. Saints find themselves trailing again and take a timeout. Out of the break, Ingalls nabs 2 more triples for another lead, 16-13 before the first quarter buzzer, and Mama Ingalls is happy with that one. But heading into the second, the defenders clamp down on Ingalls, holding him to just 4 points in the quarter, giving the Saints a 1-point lead at the half.
Ingalls is amazing. Amazing. I have not seen a kid who can shoot a jump shot that good in quite a while. And we had to really kind of close down on him quite a bit, especially the second half.
With that in mind, the defenders were able to gain momentum and take home the win 60-53, outscoring the Saints 35-27 in the back half, sending them to their 4th straight finals appearance and putting a bow on Saints head coach Doug Ingalls' final season.
I'm so grateful to be able to coach in one school for 32 years and finish it off here.
Alongside him these past few years was, of course, his son and star player, Johnny.
And obviously special with my son, but you know, those first 20 years I didn't coach my kids, and it was special then too. So this was awesome to finish my last game with him and these seniors.
Johnny Ingalls had 31 points. Doug Ingalls steps down after 25 years. Let's go to the Big Ten basketball tournament in Minneapolis. Tyson Walker and the Michigan State Spartans taking on Minnesota. And a good start for State, even though they were behind for a while. That's Xavier Booker with the dunk from A.J. Hogarth. Trey Holloman the steal. He'll start the break, and Malik Hall is ahead of the field, and that one's going down too. Golden Gophers called timeout, and that worked. Dawson Garcia fired in a three-pointer. He led Minnesota with 19 points. Golden Gophers up 34-32 at the break. Second half, Trey Holloman gave the green and white a 55-51 lead with this triple. Steve Izzo, the first to celebrate on the Spartan bench. Tyson Walker drove the lane for 2. He had 15 points. A.J. Hogarth paced MSU with 17. Spartans win this one 77-67 and will face top-seeded Purdue tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. Wisconsin thrashed Maryland by the score of 87-56. Former NMU hockey player Andre Gantos has signed a standard contract with the Adirondack Thunder of the ECHL. The 25-year-old Gantos recorded 32 points on 9 goals and 32 assists this past season. The 5'9", 180-pound forward led the Wildcats in points the final 2 years while playing alongside 2020 New Jersey Devils draft pick Artem Schlane. The Thunder is an affiliate of the New Jersey Devils and Utica Comets. The Detroit Lions have announced they have signed unrestricted free agent defensive lineman DJ Reader. Contract terms were not disclosed, but according to multiple reports, Reader agreed to a 2-year, $27.25 million contract. Reader joins the Lions after spending the last 4 seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals. Also in Detroit Lions news, the staff is saving some people for a while as Executive Vice President and General Manager Brad Holmes and Head Coach Dan Campbell are getting contract extensions. Both agreed to multi-year extensions that will keep them through the 2027 season. Holmes joined the Lions prior to the start of the 2021 season and then quickly hired Campbell as coach, and they have done quite well. An Upper Peninsula grad has been named his college conference's Player of the Week. North Central High School grad Bryson Mercier earned Summit League Male Golfer of the Week honors after finishing first individually at the South Dakota State Jackrabbit Invite that incredibly took place at Boulder City, Colorado. The Detroit Red Wings losing streak is now 7. It was Arizona 4 and the Red Wings 1. And back over to Sarah.
And we'll be right back after this break.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Cars go vroom, vroom. I'm serious, folks. That's number one. Number two, they go beep, beep.
Colbert's New with Paul Simon, tonight on CBS.
Do you wonder if playing the same Michigan lottery numbers over and over again improves your odds to win? That's actually a myth. You see, every set of numbers always has the same chance of winning because every drawing is random. Previous results have no effect on future drawings. So know the facts. If it stops being a game, call the helpline or visit our website. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
This is home, it's where we get along. This is home, and together we're strong. Whoa, this is home. This is home, it's our town, it's our song. This is home, this is where we belong. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
Scott Minshaw reports at 6 at 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Temps right now in the 25 to even 35, 37 degrees way up north there. We'll expect those lows though 20 in that 20-degree range, especially waking up. Lunch tomorrow about 41 degrees in downtown Marquette. Partly sunny skies continuing. We'll have mostly sunny skies before noon and then partly sunny into the evening around 41 degrees if you're going out at 7 p.m. for dinner, unless you are into that European style, which is around 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. All right, Saturday in Gwin, we've got the Polar Plunge. Make sure you get to our website, click on that donation link. More information here at this website. Will be about 41 degrees. We're expecting rain, snow, and wind. Sarah and I, Megan and Mitchell are very excited about this. And then Sunday, we've got windy flurries for St. Patty's Day, but don't let that stop you from looking for that leprechaun or pot of gold. Your 7-day outlook for Escanaba. Breezy conditions coming on Saturday as well.
Finally tonight, Happy Pie Day, and a new bakery in Marquette has opened up just in time. Peace Pie Company opened its doors today, celebrating over a year of preparation. The bakers had the pies rolling out the front door for the opening and sold out very quickly, actually. Peace Pie also plans to add some new items to the menu soon with some quiche flavors, scones, and more bakery items for people to enjoy. The owners, Lori and Patty, both share a love for food and say they enjoy sharing it with others.
Our conversations revolve around foods, or, oh, I tried a new recipe, or let's try this.
I knew we were going to get slammed today, and we were prepared, although we have run out of some of the pies already, so there's been favorites.
Peace Pie Company is located at 1501 Division Street in Marquette, and now I'm just excited for the Downtown Farmers Market on Wednesdays. That'll do it for us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
When it gets colder, it's a good idea to layer up. But you can also surround yourself with an added layer of protection by getting your flu and COVID-19 vaccines. And you can safely get both vaccines